Welcome to the 30 Years' War, my friends. Finally, we have a pretty epic representation of this period. And actually, currently, I am playing as the Anglicans, well, really, the Protestants on the UK side, against France and the Catholics. Now, you can play as a variety of different nations in this particular one. I definitely want to take a look at other ones, and I even wanted to try and do a campaign. The issue is I just don't know how fleshed out this is, but you guys can see that the units are fairly accurate in their appearance, and this should be an absolutely massive battle. As you can see, we've always also got some pikemen over here. We've got some wonderful musketeers over here. Everybody's willing and ready to do their part for the crown. Now, let's get into this fight and see just how we do against the French horde across the way. And you can see, that's a damn big army coming towards us. Now, something I've noticed right in the middle of the battlefield there is a huge building, and I'd like to take my county-trained musketeers and perhaps put them in there and use it against the enemy. Now, from what I'm guessing, they're going to go ahead and send some artillery to destroy that building. But let's see if we can do some sustained damage early on. In this particular battle, the French do outnumber us by quite a few hundred men. So I'm not sure we even have a chance at victory, but I'm thinking putting up a fight over here might not be such a bad idea. In fact, if we need to, we'll bring the general over there just to give them some additional moral support. But I think for now that hopefully should work out pretty well. Got another group over here and another group of matchlock infantry here, and I'm going to move them up in this location to essentially try and turn this area into our first defensive line, and hopefully we can break the French enough that their Catholic forces will not be able to advance. In fact, let's take a look over there at their forces. Pretty damn impressive, I have to say. I'm a bit worried, and definitely some beautiful looking muskets there, and a whole lot of just fearsome pikes. Well, let me know in the comments down below, who do you think is going to win? And let's see who ends up being right in the end. Now, you know, I'm also tempted to bring up these caliver men. I'm not really sure what a caliver is, but it looks like... might be a rifle, right? Yeah, no, it looks like a kind of rifle. I think I'm going to bring them up as well. Again, we've already committed quite a few here. One thing I absolutely want to do is just make sure that they're sort of spread out like this, so that the initial firing line is pretty significant. You know, we've got to keep in mind, this is the time of the 30 Years' War, and it's going to take more than 30 seconds to reload. I would guess 40, 50 seconds, maybe even a minute. And actually, while we're doing all this yapping away, that French line is getting a lot closer. I can't wait to see how it performs. I've also got that cavalry unit, not just to counteract any charges, but I also want to go hunting for their artillery. They've got 3 artillery pieces back there, and if we can wipe them out, there's no way they can destroy this building. Consequently, it's going to be a much stronger defensive position. Here we go. Come on, boys. They're almost there, guys. I'll say, I kind of wish we had another building here, but one building with a space of 500 within it seems adequate.
Infantry, elite. Cavalry. Following orders.
There we go. Kind of trying to avoid their cavalry, so let's go this way. All right, there we go. They are getting in that building. Sure enough, there we go. The first entrance begins, and of course now this will be turned into a bit of a defensive location. I don't know how effective a defensive location it's going to be, but that's pretty cool that they actually had to break down the door. I quite like that little addition. So hopefully they'll knock down that cavalry quickly. Come on, boys. You can do it, lads. I already hear some gunshots, and I also see a large enemy infantry line arriving. Now, where are our reinforcements? They should be arriving pretty soon. Again, that damn movement is a bit delayed. Let's push up here on the Carbineers, and I'm going to take our cavalry and get behind that line and hit that enemy immediately, because they are definitely going to target this building. So far, there's no damage, but that's going to change, of course. Let them have it, boys. There we go. I'm seeing them firing from the windows now. Gonna be able to get a nice shot here. Although it is a bit uphill. You know what? We'll get a bit closer. I don't think that this unit is going to withstand the shots from the building. Although we are still taking that damage. I don't see any... No, there we go. It's starting to register there, 2%.
Infantry, elite.
We're not in a position that we can take a square formation because we have not yet researched it. So I'm really just going to try to get as close to that building as I can. And hopefully that'll dissuade the cavalry from coming over here. Come on, lads. Charge!
Revolutionary Guard.
And as soon as the Revolutionary Guard get into position, we will commence firing. There are our reinforcements. They actually are fairly on time. I'm just going to bring them over here and try to get a V-shaped defensive line towards the enemy, facing the enemy. Come on, come on, come on. We're almost ready to fire, guys. And I'm pretty sure that building is starting to do a significant amount of damage against the Catholics. But let's go ahead and let them have it. Mousquetaires à mèche. So these are French musketeers, of course. Come on, boys. The battle at the courthouse, that's what we're calling it, boys. And that line is taking hits, but they are still coming on strong. I love the gunpowder effects. We've got proper 30 years war gunpowder here. It's all black powder weapons, so there's no hiding where the unit is firing from, essentially. Here we go. Love that music, too. Unfortunately, it looks like our cavalry has come into contact with their cavalry. I'm hoping our men can make up for it. Am I wrong in saying that this is exactly what Total War should be going for? The era they should be going for? The 30 Years War era? If you agree with me, let me know in the comments, because if not, you know, tell me what else they should focus on. What you think the next Total War game should be. Frankly, I think this period is long overdue for focus. It just looks fantastic, man. I want to try and get in behind the enemy here. Here we go, lads. Come on. Give them hell. All right, that first line looks like it's wavering. We're going to start firing into the pikeman line because I'm not sure how we're going to deal against pikemen, guys. Hopefully we're about to break the musketeers. There we go. They are breaking. Let's focus on the pikemen. They look absolutely ferocious, and I'm not sure our musketeers are much of a match for them in close combat. Give them hell, boys. All right, more wavering, but man, they're getting up close and personal, and it looks like, look at that. Yep, they have made contact. I'm hoping our boys in the building here can do some damage, of course. But it does seem like that first line, not much of a challenge for them. So I'm just switching my focus on these pikemen. And evidently they have the German formation. Let's take a look there. I think our musketmen are doing a pretty good job picking them off. Although it seems that their armor is able to withstand a substantial amount of musket damage. Look at that. Nice. Getting those headshots. Fantastic. Let's get back to the real origins of the combat. And look at that, guys. We've still got a cavalry unit. Unbelievably still alive. I'm going to try and just get a rear charge here. But, yep, they have broken our first infantry line. There's no hiding it, folks. I was worried about those spearmen being quite strong in this sort of close combat. So let's just hope that our caliber men can hold on for a bit. Come on, boys. I'm not sure those men are going to be able to escape the encirclement. They're going to be slaughtered by the Catholics. Give them hell, boys. Give them hell.
Close to range.
It's not looking good for our men there. However, for the rest of our men over here, our secondary defensive line, I'm not going to be moving them forward. I'm going to keep them here. In fact, I'm going to put those caliber trained musketeers right there. Start getting the heavy foot pikemen prepared for a defensive situation. Because I don't want to have to advance here. Then again, holding that courthouse is of utmost importance. You know what? I might try to go back there and send some actual pikemen up to take the enemy on in close combat. So that's what we're going to do. Just not going to send everyone up. So send up the pikemen.
Melee troops.
Some medium pikemen, and these musketeers. As for the cavalry, I do want to get them closer because these are missile-armed cavalry, so they can likely fire their carabineers over here at the pikemen. Just try to keep our distance, of course.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, dragoons. All right. Well, we still have the building, guys. Until they charge that, I feel fairly confident in this position. Do I think we're going to win? I think the enemy still outnumbers us. I don't know if we can win, but holding this building to the end is definitely my goal. Look at all of the dead men already on the floor from the enemy side. If we could just keep this up, maybe we can beat them just holding that area. Here we go with the dragoons. I'm going to spread them out a bit so they get the best shot possible. And let's fire at the Infantry à la marche. Come on, come on. All right, it's going to have to be medium pikemen. Let him have it. Nice. Not only did we hit them with the cavalry, but we also got a shot with the artillery. Unfortunately, I don't like this. Their cavalry's coming for us. Going to back up with the dragoons a bit. Come on, come on, come on. Get our spearmen in there. Or pikemen, I should say. Go with the pikemen. Spread out. Pike wall. Yeah, we're ready for this, man. I don't think their cavalry are going to mess with us. Might even turn back with the dragoons and try to get a shot off. But no, they are coming straight for our secondary line. They're not stopping for the building. That's amazing. So I must say the AI here is definitely better than standard Napoleon AI. And I have to say for all of the Total War games, I would say Napoleon has decent AI. But this is impressive. Look at that. That's exactly what they should go for. A charge against our cavalry. Hopefully, though, our pikemen can get there quickly enough and destroy them. Push up with the boys. Gonna be a close one.
Our general is under attack.
Oh, that's not good. All right, let's get the general somewhere over here. Now, we've got a secondary building if we want to fall into that one. There's actually a number of defensive locations here we could fall into, but I'm going to try to hold this position. And again, there we go. We've got some French capitulating. The first group of heavy pikemen, of course, having arrived. And we're going to smash right into that second group of pikemen. Of course, being the 30 Years' War, yes, it was the beginning of the matchlock rifle. But there was still a lot of combat done with pikes for quite a long time. And I'm guessing that probably the average troop would have had a pike, not an actual rifle. So here we go. Finally, our cavalry was sent scurrying, although I sort of expected that. And let's see how the pikes do in combat here. Get to them. Yes! Their cavalry has stayed. Wonderful. Look at those pikes at work, guys. Just decimating the enemy cavalry. And those are reiters. Of course, pretty expensive armored cavalry units. But they are nothing anymore. War of brothers against brothers, and they certainly look like brothers. Of course, there we go. We've got another pike unit on the retreat. And actually, I might just go ahead and try to shoot this one down. The Piquia Lord. Might end up hitting our own men, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. All right, look at that, guys. We are indeed holding on. I'm amazed by that, but the courthouse has remained in our control throughout the entire battle. We do have a group of musketeers here trying to send us packing, but it's not going to happen. And I think the only thing left to do, besides beating this last group of enemies, is to try and bring in a cavalry unit to smash into that artillery. So I'm going to get the cavalry, head over here with him. Got another cavalry unit back here. We'll head in this general direction. I could, of course, try to run down some of the enemy, but we're going to try to keep this a gentleman's contest. Not necessarily running our enemy down and murdering them all. At least not in this battle. Hold it, boys. Do not fear. Oh my goodness, looks like another strike from the enemy artillery. And actually, our pikes are wavering very quickly here. I think their musketmen are going to manage to keep us back. But even if we kill a few of them, we'll be able to deal with most of them with just our guys in the building. Come on now. Nice. Already inflicting some casualties. Again, not necessarily important that we win that particular conflict. Go for it. And actually, I'm just going to make it a charge, so just make sure he goes right into combat there. Otherwise, he'll stay at a distance and sort of continue to fire. And I don't really want him to do that. Alright, hey, you know what? We came out on top here, and this unit I will chase down, just because I don't want them rallying. So I'm cutting down any and all Frenchmen that I see over in this general area. Now, those guys can run away. They're not going to be a problem. But we're going to follow up on this unit. Look at those numbers, guys. I can barely see them there. Look at that. And that's all pike combat, essentially. So if you thought matchlock combat was bad, the end of close combat is not yet here. Not even close. Gonna head in with this unit too. It looks like our cavalry did get there, but once again intercepted by enemy cavalry. So this time I'm gonna actually try to get right behind them. It's a shame. The provincial cavalry actually managed to stand up to us there. But again, if you look at their lines, I don't expect them to live very long at all. Of course, we're low on men too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we don't have many men left. Nasty hit there, and look at that. Actually, the artillery is about to take this thing down. I am stepping out. We've stayed in the courthouse long enough. Get out, men. Abandon it. Now, another thing I adore about this mod, and I think you guys have realized it here, these battles are realistic. I mean, they actually take an appropriate amount of time. Most Total War battles are over in like 8 to 9 minutes. This is really appropriately timed, so I'm liking that quite a lot. And we're getting out of the building, slowly but surely. I told you it was dangerous. I think we lost quite a few men inside there. I knew that was a danger. And unfortunately, I don't blame them. That group is going to break away. Their days of fighting completely over there. Let's go. Looks like their cavalry, they're remaining in that location, which is quite interesting.
Allez, troops! Right away, sir! Guard! Right away, sir!
Yeah, might as well advance with them as well. Just push everyone forward here. By the way, even if it was a turn-based game, I would be completely happy with that in regards to the 30 Years' War. I even think a turn-based game might work a little bit better. But, you know, no publisher seems to want to challenge, take that on. By the way, we're going to smash into their general, because I know the general's going to try to fall back. It's also realistic in terms of proximity here. Let's go straight for the cavalry. Come on, boys. We either get them now or later. Come on, boys. God is with you. Let's let them deal with that. Again, my goal is not necessarily to win that fight right now, but simply to weaken the enemy, get those numbers down, of course, and move the rest of these units forward into their location. Can't believe they gutted that building. What a fantastic job. But, of course, They lost so many men just approaching there, and you can actually see the cannonballs skidding, that have skidded off this ground, of course tearing through multiple men. I mean, these are deadly times. Also not sure the medical standards are up to snuff, so if you get wounded in a battle like this, good chance you die of gangrene no matter what happens. Alright, look at that. Our cavalry still engaged. I'm just going to continue hitting their cavalry there, or their artillery, I should say, and trying to eliminate those guns once and for all. Got one, boys. Let's go for the next group of guns. In the name of King George, come on, boys, cut it down. Let's hit him.
Infantry elite. Melee troops. Yes, to the bridge.
And in fact, with the match-like infantry, we could set up a little bit better there, and potentially just get into a better firing position here. They are beating our cavalry, and I kind of expected that to happen, so I'm just going to try to shoot at them. We're going to hit our own men, but there's much more of the enemy than there are of our men here, so best of luck to the shooters.
Our men are running.
Fire! There we go. Finally started getting hits, but only when they broke over this hill here. Get them, boys. Get them. Send in the spearmen. This is actually a perfect job for our spearmen. There we go. We have broken them, guys. That cavalry is not going to mess around with us. And now the last step here is the enemy general. Pretty sure if he is a decent general here, he's just simply going to give up because he doesn't have any men left. There's no need to fight for men that don't exist. Here we go. Take no prisoners.
Infantry elite.
Let's hope he's prepared and willing to die with honor, because we should be getting a shot pretty soon. In fact, I'm going to get a shot extra close here, just to make sure we do not miss.
Right away, sir.
Let him have it.
Fire! Revolutionary Guard.
Now it's simply a matter of time until they fall back. You can see them dropping like flies at this point. Of course, if a lucky shot tags that general, we have even one less unit to worry about, because I think if it hits the general, they're just going to break instantly. But they're holding. They're trying to remain there with honor, hoping that God will intercede on their behalf and maybe change the outcome of the battle. But that's not going to happen here. Retreat while you still can, you fools. And there we go. Finally breaking them. It did take a while, but I knew it was only a matter of time before they broke and ran. I'm just looking around, making sure. Nope, that's it, folks. Praise the Lord for this heroic victory. I love that. And, of course, it's going to give us the battle results here. And there we go, guys. Absolutely awesome. Look at the enemy killed on both sides. It was just a brutal fight. I know the date says 1818. That's one thing that I don't know if they have fixed it in the mod, or if I need to download another mod pack to fix that. But of course, that's not accurate. It would be in the 17th century, 1600s, etc., or even maybe 16th century as well. At least the late 16th century. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And again, if you enjoy these videos, always remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so that you're notified in the future. And a very special thanks to our channel members. If you want to become a channel member, just hit that join button, and you can join us for as little as $3 a month. Really helps me out, really helps the channel out, and make sure that these videos get to you even faster. Thanks again, guys. Take care, and I hope you have a great one.